It's time for the Global Wrestling Federation. Hello, everyone. I'm Craig Johnson, and on today's show, we will see Reno Riggins against Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Gilbert has proven to be a very tough force here in the GWF since his auspicious arrival. We will see the tag team of Gorgeous Gary Young and Jeff Gaylord as they take on Hollywood John Tatum and Rod Price, the California Stud. One thing about these four men in the ring, all of them at one time were managed by Mr. Skandor Akbar. Now it's just the California connection of Rod Price, the Stud, and Hollywood John Tatum that is being managed by formerly General, now Mr. Skandor Akbar. We'll see the Palm Beach Heartthrob, Scott Anthony. The Maulers will be in action. The American Breed goes against the Dirty Davis Brothers, that tough team from the bad side of Nashville. And Steve Simpson goes against Steve Dane. A lot of great action here in the Global Wrestling Federation on this event. And what are you doing here?
What do you want, Craig Johnson?
I noticed that I went through the entire lineup of matches, and you're nowhere on there.
Yeah, I know I'm not on there. I should be on there. If the GWF was smart and they wanted good ratings, they'd have the Lightning Kid, Global Wrestling Federation light heavyweight champion, on their show.
And why do you think that you are the man that makes the ratings?
Well, I know it because I do all the hot moves. Nobody else does the hot moves like the Lightning Kid does.
But unfortunately, mixed in with all those great moves, you like to pull a little trickery out of the old trunks, I guess.
So what? What are you going to do about it?
Well, we've heard from the light...
Hey, you know, I figured out who you look like. You ever see the banjo player in the movie Deliverance?
And we'll be back with action, not with a Lightning Kid, thank goodness, on the GWF.
He looks great. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
Going against Reno Riggins.
Where's Reno Riggins from?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Well, why is his name Las Vegas Riggins?
You'd have to ask him.
I don't want to ask him. Look at that goofy outfit he's got on. Nowhere near as sporty as the stuff I wear. I always have the sportiest clothes. Dressed to a T.
Reno Riggins, whose first match was in Tampa, Florida on the 4th of July in 1986, taking on a man who was just about ready to retire at that time.
Who's that?
Tojo Yamamoto.
Did he win?
Yes, he did.
No kidding. Say didn't so. Reno Riggins, good-looking guy, not nearly as good-looking as me, but good-looking guy. Some of the ladies find him attractive. Some of the ugly ones.
What can you say that hasn't already been said about Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, the championships that he has won himself and what he claims to have won for others?
Hey, he's made a lot of champions, man. He's done it all in professional wrestling. Eddie Gilbert has a fantastic track record, and you should speak highly of the man instead of trying to downgrade him and say derogatory things about him. Because you know what, I might have to go tell him. I mean, like I said last week, you know he's been known to beat up a few commentators in his day. You may be one of them.
I have the utmost respect for the man known as Hot Stuff.
Oh, sure, kiss his now. Yeah, sure. After I put in the words here. Can I say that on the air? I hope so. Hope I don't get bleeped. I'd hate to get censored. What do my friends think? Not that it would bother you, because you don't have any friends.
Oh,
where are we? Where's my seat here? What's coming up on the show today?
The team of Gary Young and Jeff Gaylord against Skandor Akbar's California connection.
Mr. Skandor Akbar, no longer the general, now he's known as... Oh, wait, Eddie's got a few words to say. Oh, he's done. Anyway,
you interrupted him.
What's your point? Listen, it's Mr. Skandor Akbar. It's no longer the general. Mr. He's a gentleman. You see last week he came out in that suit. He was looking... I tell you what, I spent some good money on those duds. I think he got them at Brooks Brothers.
Well, we'll have one match that will be rather quiet in the commentary as Scott Anthony is in action.
Yeah. Who am I wrestling? I'm wrestling that punk Billy Travis. I'm going to knock his teeth in. He's an idiot. The only thing I got to watch out for, though, is Travis got a wicked right hand. He may have the best right hand in professional wrestling, but he ain't going to be able to stop Scott Anthony, the Palm Beach Heartthrob.
Gilbert with Riggins up and over with a suplex.
Hey, so I guess you had the Lightning Kid out at the opening of the show today?
Actually, we saw the Lightning Kid in some action earlier. You must have been reading the wrong format.
Ooh, a boot to the midsection. Well, if you give me the right sheets here, maybe I know what the heck's going on.
We had the Lightning Kid for an interview. He wanted to be on the show, but there wasn't enough room for him.
Another boot by Eddie Gilbert. That Lightning Kid, he can kick, boy. He got some kung fu deals going on. So is Hollywood John Tatum, man. Kung fu's starting to become pervasive in professional wrestling now.
Eddie Gilbert using the belly-to-back suplex.
And quite effectively, hooking in a half Nelson on Reno Riggins.
Putting pressure both on the shoulders and the back of the neck, trying to put him into that pinning predicament.
What else later on in the show? We got the Dirty Davis brothers, who do have the coolest entrance music other than myself. They got some really cool music. And Steve Simpson versus Steve Zane. That's going to be an interesting contest. They were former friends, aren't they?
And don't forget the Maulers in action.
Love them all. They just beat people up, man. They're just here to hurt people.
Gilbert sends Riggins into the corner, follows him up. No! Oh! Into the corner post.
He caught a piece of shoulder. That's a piece of shoulder there. Oh, and a big right hand by Reno Riggins. Another one. He's got Gilbert rocking the reel. He's got to capitalize now. Now's the time.
Gilbert up and over. The high backdrop by Reno Riggins.
Drop kick, but only caught him glancing. Didn't catch him full impact. Oh, Gilbert hangs on as Riggins goes for a punch. Hot shot, good night.
Mistake.
That's it.
That was definitely a mistake by Reno Riggins, one that will cost him the 1, 2, 3.
No one gets up from the hot shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Hot Shot, Eddie Gilbert.
Eddie Gilbert, the winner of the match. Now let's go to Bonnie Blackstone with Skandor Akbar and the California Connection.
Bonnie Blackstone here in the Global Dome in front of some of our great crowds here at GWF Action. Skandor Akbar, certainly a big surprise. What brings you here to the GWF?
Miss Blackstone, I've been taking a lot of time enjoying all of my personal interests. Oil, petroleum, real estate. And I took a look at global wrestling, and I think global wrestling is one of the greatest things ever in the history of professional wrestling, and something caught my eye. Something huge, something with tremendous physique, and wrestling technique. Well, they're technicians, I should say that. Well, Skandor Akbar is in global wrestling now, and California stud, Rugged Rod Price, and Hollywood John Tatum is the team of the 90s. Now, I have never lied to you people. You believe everything I tell you. I know you do. And I can tell you right now.
Let me see if I can just ask a question, Mr. Akbar, of Rod Price and Hollywood John Tatum. Is this the kind of company you want to be known for keeping, gentlemen?
Personally, honey, you're the kind of company I'd like to keep.
That's not the issue here, okay? Mr. Price, do you have some comments here? Is this a great union?
Teaming with this man and this man in our corner, the world is ours to conquer. Let me tell you something. Like Akbar says, Akbar does not lie. When Akbar tells you something, baby, you can believe it. And I don't blame Akbar for picking up on a team like us. It doesn't take long to see that we are going to be the next tag team champions. Right, Akbar? That's what Akbar told us. You know, Bonnie, it's as simple as ABC. I'm here in Global right now. Something caught my eye. I really didn't want to come back into wrestling anymore. I was enjoying all my time off.
I don't think the fans buy it. I don't know if I'll buy it, but one thing is for certain. Skandor Akbar, Rugged Rod Price, and Hollywood John Tatum are here in the GWF.
Tatum to face off against gorgeous Gary Young as we get action underway in this event on GWF Wrestling. Tatum and Young lock up, collar and elbow. Young pushes Tatum back into the corner. Keeping his temper down early in the match. Has an opportunity here. Brings the right hand. Nope. He says, I'm not going to lower myself to your level. Collar and elbow slipped into the side headlock by Gary Young. Handful of hair by John Tatum. Once, now twice. Back into the ropes they go. Duck under. 2 times by Gary Young. Comes up, cross body block. Hooks the the leg, gets a count of 2. And John Tatum a little surprised, showing the bionic pout. Watch out, John. Gorgeous Gary Young has his eyes on you. The man of 1,000 paces, the purveyor of the bionic pout. Upset here. Tatum and Price having words as Jeff Gaylord looks on and is getting ready to get into action as up and over comes Gaylord and spinning on the arm, working on the left arm of Hollywood John Tatum, the Missouri Tiger, yanking at that arm, trying to put pressure on the elbows, the shoulders, the entire arm. The man from Hollywood. Extended arm lock. Tatum to his knees, now gets up to his feet. Rake of the eyes, breaks the hold, and the tag into Rugged Rod Price, the California stud. Stud is met with a kick by Gaylord. 2 men with professional football background in the ring until the tag to Gary Young. And Young putting pressure on the bicep and tricep muscles as he holds onto the wrist. Back in comes Gaylord with a double axe handle. Gaylord, 1985 Big 8 Defensive Player of the Year, member of the Associated Press All-American team. Count of 1 on the grapevine of the leg. Neck breaker. Takes the stud down. The stud back up quickly. Rake of the eyes in the authoritative tag. Tatum. Clothesline. Using the momentum off the rope. And right now, Hollywood John Tatum in control. Sunset flip. Broken by the rapid leg scissors. Tag into the stud. And I believe Gary Young thought he had a tag in, up and over and down hard. Outside the ring goes Jeff Gaylord. Double axe handle to the top of the back by Rugged Rod Price, the California stud. Snapmare, count of 2 is all. This is the second time on television these teams have met. The first time ended in a victory, courtesy of the assistance of Mr. Skandor Akbar. You know that man right there, gorgeous Gary Young, had a lot of years of service to Skandor Akbar. They parted ways. Gary Young now one of the fan favorites here in the GWF. But when Akbar came back to the sport of professional wrestling, Gary Young wanted no part of it. And right now I believe Mr. Akbar is making him pay the price, and making Jeff Gaylord pay the price is John Tatum with that California kick. The tag into the stud, as keeping Gaylord in the ring is Tatum. Grabbing onto the leg as Gaylord tried to get the tag to Gary Young. Power slam. Provided by the stud. Gaylord so close to the tag. But the stud keeps him away. The California Connection having much good luck in this match, but their luck may have run out as Jeff Gaylord can get his wits about him. Leg trip, practically a tackle by John Tatum. Elbow to the back of the neck provided by the stud. Tatum, Gaylord, the legal man in the ring. Akbar's team doing quite well. The double boot to the head. A count of 2, and Gary Young breaks the count. We have not seen Mr. Akbar be involved very much in this match. He's been rather calm, quiet, and has been at ringside just looking on. Maybe he feels as though his interference might work against his team because of the revenge sought by Jeff Gaylord. Gaylord gets the tag to Gary Young. Tatum wants to get the tag to the stud, but is intercepted by Young. Now clearing house with a series of rights. Double axe handle. Young now being double teamed, but in comes Jeff Gaylord. All 4 men in the ring now. Young on stud, Gaylord on Tatum. In the middle of the ring, oh! Tatum goes down. Young goes down. A foreign object thrown into the ring by Skandor Akbar. Tatum's having a rough time finding it, and look who's got the leg grapevine. Small package, count of 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the tag team of Gary Young and Jeff Gaylord.
Mr. Skandor Akbar's interference backfires on the California Connection. The winners, Gary Young and Jeff Gaylord. We'll be back and take a look at the Palm Beach Heartthrob when we return.
Entering the ring area at 240 pounds from Palm Beach, Scott Anthony.
Well, for a minute, Eddie Gilbert, I thought we were watching Soul Train or maybe Dance Fever instead of GWF Wrestling.
Oh, Craig Johnson, what you looking at? Listen, I got to tell you, I'm real upset. I was talking to 3 serious babes earlier, and this big fat girl came up to me, tried to hug me, and I'm going to tell her exactly what I told. I'm going to tell all you fat girls at home exactly what I told her. Fat girls don't even bother to come around. You're making me sick. Don't give me that frown. Go on, go away, get out of my town. I'm too fine for you. I'm not Bozo the Clown.
Well, maybe we were watching Soul Train.
Exactly my same sentiments. As a matter of fact, Scott Anthony and myself were standing in the back when that happened. He is one guy, I have to say, that I really have my eye on, the Global Wrestling Federation. A guy that I really, get this now, admire.
You have your eye on and you admire him?
You can take that any way you want to, Craig Johnson. In the past, I have been known. You think back to the UWF days, oh, Scott Hudson, your pal out here some weeks. I'll tell you, I'm a mastermind behind the scenes, just as I am in the ring. And sometimes I've been known to form groups, form families, and you may be just getting some first-hand knowledge of something going on. Anyway, back to action.
Billy Joe Travis, the man with the best right hand in wrestling, showing it there.
Wow.
Nowhere to go but down for Mr. Anthony.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Going down.
A real good sportsmanship on Billy Joe Travis.
Just helping him out of the ropes there.
Billy Joe Travis is a guy that I have seen wrestling since he started into the business of professional wrestling. I've seen his ups, I've seen his downs. And I also think, just like I was talking earlier, one time about Rilt Morgan and Jack Victory at one time, they're a lot better off not worrying about the people. Terry Garvin would be a lot better off not worrying about the people. Billy Joe Travis is a lot better wrestler when he doesn't worry about what the people think and what the little girls are yelling.
Scott Anthony apparently worrying about what the girls and the guys are yelling here as they're behind Billy Joe Travis. Maybe a pull of the hair brings down Billy Joe.
I don't think so. That's just good leverage.
Well, there you see a handful of hair.
He tried to, but Billy Joe got that oil in his hair. He didn't really get a hold of it good.
Reversal by Scott Anthony. Nobody home and hello.
Illegal right hand of Billy Joe Travis. Illegal right hand. I guess you're going to stand here and tell me that was legal. Of course you are.
It may not have been legal, but it elevated Anthony to bounce off the top turnbuckle.
And Craig, you need to be elevated from time to time too. As a matter of fact, every time you look at those Hooter girls going to the ring, you look elevated. I see the way you look at those girls. Now look at this wrestling going on in there. You see that reversal arm? Now he's got him hooked. You can see a little amateur wrestling in the background of Billy Joe Travis. There's something he probably learned from watching me in his early days.
Billy Joe Travis, an excellent technical wrestler. When, I guess you could say, he's on the right side of the tracks, he shows off the half Nelsons and the souffles, but when he has to, he has that little thing in the back of his mind where he can get rough and tough. And he may very well need some of that to go against Scott Anthony.
He'll need a lot. He'll need to pull out a lot to beat a guy like Scott Anthony. This Scott Anthony, has everything right now going for him in wrestling. First off, he's my best friend. That's the best thing he has going in wrestling.
Nobody home there.
Fist drop, though. A little slow on the fist, but there goes the right hand again.
These two men in a Donnybrook, as now Anthony resorting to the fist and throws out Billy Joe Travis between the top and middle rope. Goes down after him.
Expect anything now, Craig. You don't want to make Scott Anthony mad.
A rake to the eyes, followed by a rake to the back into the ring. The Palm Beach heart drop being worn by James Beard.
Keep an eye sooner or later on the Palm Beach head drop.
The move that after that is delivered, you've got a headache. You don't
Something
want
that
anymore.
he and I together have been working very well on.
Now, you've only been here a few weeks in the GWF.
As far as you know, I've only been here a few weeks. Behind the scenes, Craig Johnson, many things go on that you know nothing about, as we can tell. Now listen to these ignorant people yelling for Billy Joe Travis to come on, and this actually helps him.
Oh my, Anthony. The midsection meets the top turnbuckle.
Look, he's showing the referee sees the fist, the referee won't do a thing about it.
The best right hand in wrestling sends Anthony down.
And rocking, good elbow.
Elbow delivered right to the pectoral muscles.
This is a mistake on Billy Joe's part. He should never look at the people when he's got the guy on the upper hand like that. Don't look at the people when you're going to deliver a fist like that.
Watch out!
Here it is.
The Palm Beach head drop.
That's it. He won't get up. My boy has done it again. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match is Scott Anthony.
Hey,
Scott Anthony, Eddie Gilbert's best friend.
I'm going to celebrate with my boy.
The Palm Beach heartthrob, the winner with a Palm Beach head drop. And we will return with the Maulers. Maulers going right after the two masked men from Mexico. Ceremony time, as usual, by the Maulers as the two masked men try to figure out exactly where they are. Starting it off for the royal family, excuse me, they've been very upset if I call them that. The Maulers, we have to get used to calling this team the Maulers. A team from New Zealand, Jacko Victory, the expatriate from the US of A, trying to take advantage of the man in the ring here, El Gran Coloso. Reversal by Jacko Victory, misses with the elbow. And tagged into the other member of the team from south of the border. But I don't think that Jacko Victory has any time for this particular man.
Take a good look, Spike! Take a good look!
I don't think you could call this man El Petit Coloso, but the mysterious men from Mexico having their problems with the men known as the Maulers, as Rip Morgan adds his 5 toes in the foot. Still to come, we will see the Dirty Davis brothers take on the American Breed. Steve Simpson will go against Steve Dane. Rip Morgan, an obvious chokehold, but he doesn't seem to worry in the least bit about getting caught. Look at the absolute mauling tactic now implied by Jacko Victory. The Maulers really don't care about if they get a 1, 2, 3 on a team. They're very happy if they just leave their opponents lying in the middle of the ring. On our last program, you'll remember they took on the Renegade Warriors, and they were not the least bit happy because the Warriors were not a team that were left in the middle of the ring by the Maulers. It turned into a 4-way Pier Sixer until Chris Youngblood came in with a chair to try to get rid of Rip Morgan and Jacko Victory, who were double teaming at the time Mark Youngblood. You'd have to think that a meeting between those two teams could happen on down the line. Rip Morgan ripping at the mask. And I don't know of any bad blood between New Zealand and Mexico, but in the ring on this particular occasion in the GWF, those two contingents, not the most friendly. The aggressors being the team from New Zealand. There was a time when Rip Morgan and Jack Victory used to be accompanied to ringside by Lord Littlebrook, one of the most famous midget wrestlers of all time. Seemed like they were at times almost a, quote, cute team. I think they got a little tired of people thinking that they might be nice guys, and now as the Maulers, they're proving the point in a big way. Double elbow. Rip in the ring. Tags to Jacko. They pick the man up. Bring him up. Front suplex right down. That goes to work on the abdomen. And that'll work for a count of 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the Maulers.
The Maulers with the win, and Rip continues to go to work. Let's go to Bonnie Blackstone. She has a question that one of the fans wants to know. Bonnie?
From From the Global Dome, I'm Bonnie Blackstone, answering some of our fan mail that comes into the offices of the Global Wrestling Federation. This letter came in this week, and it's from Carmen Burns of Chicago, Illinois. Now, Carmen writes in and says that she enjoys catching the great Global Wrestling Federation action in her area. She says that she really likes the announcing team of Scott Hudson and Craig Johnson. She has one question, though. How tall exactly is Craig Johnson? And I'll be back later on with Craig to answer that question, Carmen.
Tom on the right. On the left, Mike Davis, the elder Davis brother. He'll get things started off. Going against Dapper Dan.
Oh, boy, this is gonna be fun.
The Dirty Davis brothers from the bad side of Nashville. Mike Davis, who wrestled for many years with the RPM, now joining with his brother Tom, who wrestled for many years under the name Tom Burton, not wanting to rely on the family name. Family name not helping Mike Davis there. Not helping Tom much either. Now some consultation with the Dirty Davis brothers is back into the ring. Mike Davis says, I've had enough of this. Tom, you try it. Tom Davis,
That ain't what your old lady said
who
last night.
recently returned from a trip to Japan with UWF International, one of the toughest wrestling organizations in the world, where they rely on submission wrestling. And the back of Tom Davis may be hurting a little bit after that. High elevation courtesy of the American Breed. Speedy Gonzalez tags in Dapper Dan. Double axe handle. Hammerlock turned into the side headlock. Davis, a big man, belly to back suplex. Built like one of those bulldogs. Low center of gravity. Now to the taller of the Dirty Davis brothers and Mike. Personally dedicating that chop to a member of the Global Dome crowd.
Give me a boot, Tom.
So that kick. And now uses the boot of his partner and his brother.
What do you want? What do you want?
And Dapper Dan may not be so dapper after the Dirty Davis brothers get through with him. Suplex. Executed, but not finished. There's Tom Davis. Headbutt delivered. Davis, in his tours with the UWF International, meeting some of the toughest men over in Japan, where the name of the game sometimes isn't to get the 1, 2, 3, but to make the other man give up. That may be what he's working on here, this time in tag team style with his brother Mike. Will they try to make these men give up, or do they have something planned for the 1, 2, 3? We've been hearing about this new move they've been working on called the Davis-tator. We'll see if it comes into effect here. Kick by Tom Davis. Dapper Dan trying to make the tag. Kept in. Belly to back. Excuse me, belly to belly. Puts Dapper Dan flat on his back. I knew there was a connection there somewhere. I had to find it. Dapper Dan trying to come back. As Mike Davis says, you need a boot, brother? You got one. Or two. Tag into Mike Davis, the crescent kick to the midsection. Dapper Dan needs a tag badly. And may have the opportunity to get one, and does get one. Here comes Speedy Gonzalez. Speedy with some quick right hands to the side of the head. Momentum can only take you so far, however. as proven by that move by Mike Davis. Gonzalez. Reversed by Davis. Moves Dapper Dan out of the way. Both men in the ring. Watch out. Could that have been the Davis Taylor? Yes, it could. Good for the count of 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the Dirty Davis Brothers.
The Dirty Davis Brothers with a win. When we return, Steve Simpson, Steve Dane. Next in the GWF.
Even how racy them soap operas get, I still can't tell you this tale, because it far and away outdoes General Hospital. There's a strange camera shot. What are you staring at it for, Johnson? There's Steve Simpson, the
I'm
green...
just watching the monitor like you.
The non-green card holding foreigner. I think he should be deported. You know, who invited him in this country anyway? Did you invite him? Now, I don't care what border he crawled under or what water he swam across. I think they should just cart him right back to the island, to the country he came from. Or any country for that matter, as long as it's not ours. Collar and elbow tie-up.
I wish you'd quit taking my microphone away from me.
Hey, I got my own microphone. Don't make up for your inadequacies as a commentator by trying to claim there's only one mic when we all know we each have one. That is what you're holding in your hand, isn't it? Collar and elbow tie-up.
Thank you.
Big right hand. Look at that. He's cheating. He's a foreigner and he's cheating.
Sometimes you have to answer what's presented to you.
Hey, did Dane make contact with Steve Simpson? No. So there, he was just threatening him. Threatened him, and Simpson retaliated with violence. I'm appalled. Side headlock. Are you going to call this match or am I?
I'm trying to.
Hey, did you see my match earlier? See me beat up on old Billy Travis with that Palm Beach head throb? Just stuffed him into the mat.
By the way, how's your jaw after all those rights?
Are you kidding me? That man has a lethal right hand. Arm drag, Steve Simpson. The man's got a lethal right hand, but you saw who was victorious. Up into the ropes, break the hold. Go on, break it, Simpson. Look at that.
He has a count of 5 to break it and wanted to make sure that Dane wasn't going to retaliate.
Oh, and you think Dane has an attitude? Look at Simpson. Doesn't smile, doesn't nothing. Just out there trying to be like a tough guy or something. I don't like that attitude.
Let's talk about some of the things we've seen today. Your best friend, as he claims to be,
Eddie Gilbert. Tight. We're like two bears in a mule's tail, 2 peas in a pod.
He is insinuating that before he made his formal appearance in the Global Wrestling Federation, that he may have worked on that Palm Beach head throb with you. Any truth to these rumors?
Suplex and a cover by Steve Simpson and a kick out. Waist lock cinch.
Seems like you avoided that question like the deftest of politicians.
I would like to say that I have perfected the Palm Beach head throb, also known as a pile driver, all by myself. But Eddie Gilbert has given me some pointers in the past. Yes, I must say that.
But did he do it before he showed his face in the GWF?
Oh, of course. I perfected his head throb years ago. Years and years ago. Eddie Gilbert and I go way back. Back in the old days. Big tackle.
Collision. Sends down Stephen Dane. Step over by Simpson. Reversal. Hip toss one way. Arm drag the other.
Look at that. Dane just out wrestling Simpson. See how Dane, look at that.
Is that why his back's on the mat?
Yeah, and you saw Simpson pull the hair. Dane just out wrestled him this whole match. It's obvious. It's obvious Dane's a much better wrestler than that boob from South Africa. I think we should divest ourselves of him. How about that?
Speaking of divesting, how about the Dirty Davis brothers?
Ooh, how about them? Pretty intimidating pair. And the Maulers. They're just downright terrifying.
And we might as well mention a win by this guy, Scott, what's his name?
Scott Anthony, the Palm Beach heartthrob. You know what, though? A lot of people saying that I'm so tough. You know, because I've beaten up so many people in the GWF, you're starting to call me the one-man posse. So that's what I am. I'm like a one-man posse. Just whooping people.
What's this about, a house party?
Oh, I housed them and then I went out for a big party. That's it. Got the arm there in control.
Simpson likes to use the leverage moves to keep his man down. Now trying to use the leverage, although Dane, the man on his feet, and there's extra leverage.
You know, I'll tell you what. Simpson does have quite a good working knowledge of professional wrestling holds, counter holds, and maneuvers. My biggest qualm is he doesn't use them. He likes to cheat, likes to pull hair. He's got an attitude problem. Someone's just going to punch his lights out one of these days. Sure, he's the tag team champions with Conan and Chris Walker, but frankly, I don't care, because they cheated when they beat Rip Rogers and me in the championship match. So I can't hear a word you're saying, Johnson. Talking to the microphone. Quit trying to pass me notes. This ain't high school. Side headlock,
I have
Steve Dane.
no idea what you're talking about.
Side headlock, Steve Dane. Hey, give me this thing here.
Oh, please.
Escape Steve Simpson. Well, look at that. Steve Dane right to his feet.
Dane tries to use the knee, but it slipped into the full Nelson.
You don't see that too often. Oh, a snap mare.
Oh!
Almost gave him a chiropractic adjustment there. Dane tried to fight his way out of it and almost ended up twisting his neck right off.
I think Simpson realized he didn't have a license for that, but he's adjusting in a different way. Rolling Steve Dane all around the mat.
Okay, Mr. Smarty Pants, what's that maneuver
The
called?
kangaroo roll.
Get out of here. You made that up. The kangaroo roll. I've never seen a kangaroo
How
do
about
that.
the kiwi roll?
No, I don't buy that either. You're making stuff up now.
I was right.
Dane's just busy.
It was the kiwi roll, wasn't it?
Nope, wasn't.
What was it then?
Nope, wasn't the kiwi roll. Clothesline. Nope, wasn't the kiwi roll. Try something else. Steve Dane's just backing off now. He's like, hey, I've had enough of this cheating. Uh-oh. 1, 2,
Speaking of cheating.
Yes.
Speaking of cheating, holding on to the tights.
Who won the match? Stephen Dane won the match, controlled it throughout, and won the match like I predicted, like I said,
Holding on to the tights, he won the match.
Back with you from the Global Dome. And Carmen, I still have your letter, and with me now is Craig Johnson. Craig, they're asking exactly how tall you are. They must be comparing your height with that of some of the stars of the Global Wrestling Federation, some of the taller opponents. How tall exactly are you?
I'm 6'4". Now, if I wear my cowboy boots, sometimes 6'5", but usually I'm not wearing my cowboy boots while doing the show. But 6'4" is the answer, Carmen, and I guess that comes from an old basketball background of shooting a lot of hoops, but no, I can't dunk, for those of you who are wondering.
Now, did you call action for basketball, or did you play basketball?
Well, I played basketball in high school, plus I do college basketball play-by-play during the winter months, in addition to doing professional wrestling. It's a lot of fun, but professional wrestling, definitely my first choice and my first love.
A multi-talent here with Craig Johnson. It's been nice having you here answering some of the fans' questions. Carmen, I hope this tells you exactly what you want to know. You keep watching from Chicago, Illinois. More great Global Wrestling Federation action coming your way.
Craig Johnson along with, well, excuse me, Mr. Anthony. Haven't we had enough of you today?
Not enough. You never get enough of the Palm Beach Heartthrob, because I am the sexiest man in professional wrestling, and I'm here to tell you, what a show we had. Let me tell you, boy. Look at this. The Maulers creamed some people. The Davis brothers creamed some people. I creamed Billy Travis. Tatum and Price, they creamed Young and Gaylord.
No. Young and Gaylord with a win. Akbar tried to interfere. It didn't work.
Mr. Akbar was successful in his non-interference, and they won. And Eddie Gilbert beat up on old Reno Riggins. And it was just an exciting show, and I'm proud to be here. Not with you, though.
Now, let me ask you, what is this thing you've got going with a handsome stranger?
I don't like that handsome stranger, man. He's a jerk, and it's none of your business, as a matter of fact. It's none of your business what the problem is, but he's a jerk.
Well, the inimitable Scott Anthony, as we've come to the end of this edition of the Global Wrestling Federation. Next time, more great action and hopefully a little bit less of Scott Anthony. Don't take it personally, please. It's just nice and quiet sometimes when you're not doing commentary.
But it's much better when I am doing commentary. What's your name again? For Homeboy